we've got basketball action at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. The home of the Cavaliers, live on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball. On 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. This game marks the end of the stretch at home for the Cavaliers, back on the road tomorrow.
This is a team with high expectations, and they don't end with the regular season.
And they've been every bit as good as expected, Greg, rolling through the regular season, and they're gathering momentum as the postseason grows closer. I would say they'll be dangerous again in the playoffs.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the 5. Here's James. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick. Enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
And so here's Cleveland. And on the way from Irving for 3. And he gets it to go. Irving's got 5 now.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
On the jam by J.R. Smith.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Now, here's Aldridge. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. Duncan left side. On the wing, Green. Inside, Leonard. And he jams it with authority.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs in their last game, a loss to Oklahoma City.
And no doubt that the fight was...
Oh! It's not possible what we just said. Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
He had a great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for.
Aldridge with it. He's picked up by Irving. And Leonard has it in the corner. It's taken away by Smith. And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
Green dishes to Duncan. And stolen by Love. And LeBron throws it down.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout unless something dramatically changes and fast.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
A different look now for Cleveland. Channing Fries checked in for Thompson. Shumpert comes in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
And so here's Cleveland. Here's Dellavedova, guarded by Green. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, the numbers since the All-Star break, and here's how San Antonio ranks league-wide. First in free throw percentage, second in fewest turnovers per game. And they're ranked third in team block, getting after it defensively in the paint.
And you look at their ranking, tops in free throw percentage. I think it speaks to their focus and discipline as a team. They look to capitalize on every mistake.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. To halt the run, and the stuff by West.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Down low, and stolen by Fry. Dellavedova from outside. David West grabs the miss. Spurs trail by 12. In transition, here comes San Antonio. They get it back. And it's Shumpert at the elbow. Missed inside.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
The first quarter concludes. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Cleveland.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Irving in the point guard position. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Diaw against Love. Diaw, the pass to West. Here's Ginobili. No good. Good work defensively by Smith. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Thompson with the ball. Smith right side. Passes it to Irving. Irving double team. And so here's Cleveland. Love kicks to LeBron. 4 on the clock. And that shot misses every. thing. Air ball on the 3. Ginobili outside. Outside, Martin. Looking for Ginobili. He gets it there. Stolen by Thompson. Smith for 3. LeBron James on the wing. He's got 8.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches... love the rebound.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Kicks it to Ginobili. To the paint. To the inside. Mills. That is good. Mills has got his first points of the night.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And Cleveland making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to Golden State.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Diaw with the steal. Shots good by Mills.
Assist from Boris Diaw.
The Cavaliers leading by 12. LeBron drives in. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Thompson for 3. Mozgov dishes to James. Shots good. James has got 12.
Well, it's obvious the difference in this quarter has been their dominance on the offensive boards.
Yeah, plenty of second chance points. Also keeps the opponent out of transition, not resting on their lead, staying active.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers. And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Fries checked in for Thompson. Shumpert comes in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Here's LeBron. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
LeBron James at the line for 2.
And both free throws good for James. Spurs trail by 20. Here's Martin. And stolen by James. It's tipped. It's stolen by West. Looking to end the run. Misses off the left iron. Ball's knocked loose. Ginobili with the steal. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Shumpert heading to the hoop. And he gets it to go.
2 points.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of you.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Love's checked in for Mozgov. Ginobili the pass to Diaw. Back to Ginobili. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the basket by Diaw.
Yeah, sloppy D there. You can't let him get the ball in his hands down there.
Extremely untidy on the defensive end. I mean, when he gets it in that close, that's an easy bucket.
LeBron, no good.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Cavaliers on top, running away with it. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot. Parker against Irving. Fires the 3. And another miss by Cleveland.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And here we go. Fast break. James has got it.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Spurs trail by 21. Leonard attacking. Here's Green. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Green's got his first 2 points of the night. And the Cavaliers call time here. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul.
LeBron against Aldridge. Right at the free throw line.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Here's Aldridge. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
And they double him up with LeBron. Feeds it to Smith. Not enough on that one as it misses.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Pass to Aldridge. To the middle. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
That's his second.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Here's Irving. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And there's the call on James. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for James. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Aldridge. Pass to Duncan. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Taking a look back over the last month, Kevin, let's check out how Cleveland stacked up. First in shooting percentage. Second in rebounding. And they're number 2 in team three-point field goal percentage. They've got a lot of guys who love the three-point shot, and they do a good job of running plays to get those guys open.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
Irving kicks to Smith. Puts up a 3. Smith on the wing. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Shumpert comes in for Kyrie Irving.
Channing Frye. Iman Shumpert.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Shumpert. Cleveland the rebound. Frye dishes to Dellavedova. Parker with the steal. Got a piece of it. Duncan with it. Now defended by Mozgov. Green passes to Parker. He dishes it to Aldridge. To the middle. For 3, Smith. That one goes. Counter. Smith's got 7 points in the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And Aldridge comes over to help. Dellavedova kicks to Frye. Here's Shumpert. Another 3. For Cleveland.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak. You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And, boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
And he gets the bucket. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line, and they found a way to do it here in the second half.
Smith drives in. Great D that time from Duncan.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here's Leonard. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 6 points for Leonard.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Shumpert. No luck. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Cavaliers lead by 16. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Leonard dishes to Duncan. Back to Leonard. Shot clock at 5. And he jams it with authority.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
The drive by Thompson. Duncan with the block. Irving against Aldridge. 14 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
At the line,
First one falls for him.
LeBron James.
Both free throws good from James.
Thank you, Cleveland.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside Aldridge. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Ah, textbook.
Yeah, and I'm glad, guys, he doesn't go overboard on that one and get a little too fancy.
And it's Irving missing. Spurs trail by 17. Duncan, the pass to Aldridge. And James pulls it down.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100%. Since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
It's good, and he's 100% from the line thus far.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
And Thompson kicks to Love. LeBron drives in. That ball, clean assist by Love. And that's now 33 points for LeBron.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
San Antonio calls timeout.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Here's Leonard. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Finished off the break. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Can stolen by Love. Now Cleveland moving it up. Oh.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
Leonard. Down.
Passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
James with it. He's picked up by Parker. Duncan with some nice D. Here's Green. Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in. Leonard's got 14 points now in the second half.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Cavaliers.
I agree, Steve, and this is a game where the defense, Clark Steele specifically, generating a lot of opportunities.
And it created extra possessions for him, too, Kevin. Scoring opportunities they cashed in on, and that effort, a big part of what will be a nice victory tonight.
And when you look at the season for these guys, they've amassed a lot of wins, 57, and adding in tonight, it'll make it 58.
And by getting the hard-earned victory here this evening, they'll have snapped the 1-1 season series deadlock between these two teams, finishing 2-1 on the year against the Spurs.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for LeBron James. You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that puts him in the driver's seat.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. So Mozgov will go to the free throw line. That one on Parker. Mo Williams is checked in for Cleveland. Leonard attacking. Goes up from the top of the key. Here's Duncan. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his first personal.
He's off on the first.
Shooting for Cleveland, Tim Duncan. At the line for 2.
And the second free throw, good.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Here's Fry. And it is flushed down. With a nice jam.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
"17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And that one's good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
The 3. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter. Williams for 3. No luck. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. and that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Clark, Greg, and Dorse, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.